two ayahs of the surah. Before we explain them, I'm going to ask my dear beloved Sheikh Sajjad to recite those two ayahs with his beautiful recitation.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون كل آمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله لا نفرق بين أحد من رسله وقالوا سمعنا وأطعنا غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها لها ما كسبت وعليها ما اكتسبت ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين آمين يا رب.
Jazakallah khair, Sheikh. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you and may Allah increase you. We all love you and all the viewers love you. What do those ayat mean? آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه. The messenger firmly believes in what has been revealed to him from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so do the believers. They all believe in Allah, His angels, His book, and all His messengers. They proclaim, we make no distinction between any of His messengers. And they say, we hear and obey. Sami'na wa ata'na. We seek your forgiveness, Ya Allah, and to you alone is the final return. And then the next ayah, لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. Allah does not require of any soul more than what it can handle. All good will be for its own benefit, and all evil will be its own loss. The believers make dua and say, Rabbana, do not punish us if we forget or make a mistake. Rabbana, do not place a burden on us like the one you have placed on those before us. Rabbana, do not burden us with what we cannot bear. Pardon us, forgive us, and have mercy upon us. You are our only guardian. So grant us victory over the disbelievers. Allahu Akbar. Beautiful, beautiful two ayat. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, one time he was sitting with Jibreel alayhi salam. As we know, Jibreel used to come sometimes in a form of a human being. He was sitting with Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And then, while they are sitting together, Jibreel heard a noise. He lifted his head and said, this is a gate which has been opened in heaven today, and it was never opened before. Then an angel descended through it. And Jibreel said, this is an angel who has come down to earth today. He never came down before. the angel sent greetings to Jibreel alayhi salam and to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam and said, rejoice with two lights given to you. Yani to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, rejoice with two lights given to you. Such lights were not given to any prophet before you. These are Fatihatul Kitab, Surah Al-Fatiha, and the concluding ayat of Surah Al-Baqarah. You will never recite a word from them without being given the blessings it contains. Allahu Akbar. Look at the importance of Surah Al-Fatiha and the last two ayahs of Surah Al-Baqarah. The first ayah, Aman al-Rasul, is discussing the arkan, the pillars of Iman. And the second ayah is telling us, subhanAllah, it gives comfort to everyone, is telling us that my hardships are designed for me. لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. When we try to compare ourselves to others, we should remember this, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not overburden me with any act of worship I cannot perform, and at the same time He cannot burden me with any calamity that I cannot handle. لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. So my brother, my sister, you're going through so much hardship and you say, I cannot take it anymore. No. Trust me, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the most merciful. Remember, the one who's testing you is Arham al-Rahimin, is the most merciful, and He knows what you can handle. There's no way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will test you with something you cannot handle and punish you for not handling it. Impossible. We do not do this to one another. How could the most merciful do this to us? Impossible. So whatever you're going through, know that you can handle it bi'idhnillah, with patience, with seeking help with Allah, with surrounding yourself with righteous people. You will be able to handle it. Don't give up. The shaitan wants me and you to give up. لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. And then the beautiful, amazing dua after that confirms that. Subhanallah. So my brothers and sisters, what is the reward of reciting those two ayahs specifically at night? Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, the hadith is in Bukhari and in Muslim, if anyone recited the last two ayah from Surah Al-Baqarah at a night, they will be sufficient for him. Kafatah. It is sufficient for him. What does sufficient for him or for her means? Number one, some of the scholars, they said it is sufficient for him for performing qiyam. Yani, if we recited those two ayahs before we sleep or at night, as if we have performed qiyam that night, it is equivalent to praying tahajjud that night. It is sufficient for me to pray qiyam. If I pray qiyam also, that is even bonus and extra. But it is sufficient for me. This is the first opinion, that it is sufficient for qiyamul layl. The second opinion, sufficient here, kafatah, means it is a protection from all evil. Protection from all evil all through the night. Third opinion, protection from all shar, from all calamities. From all problems that could possibly happen. That is also, the first one is protection from shayateen. The second is protection from all kinds of hardships and calamities. Fourth, they said it is sufficient for him for reading Qur'an on that night. Yani, every single one of us, we're supposed to have a relationship with the Qur'an and read some portion every night. When I read these two ayahs at night, it is sufficient for me as if I read my portion of that night. Allahu Akbar. Of course, that should not stop me from reading if I can. That will be more reward, inshaAllah. But if I can't, those two ayahs, kafatah, sufficient. And the fifth opinion, subhanAllah, is sufficient from doing any other ibadah that night. optional of course. It is sufficient from any other optional ibadah on that night. Allahu Akbar. How long does it take? Subhanallah. 1 minute, 2 minutes, maybe less than that. Recite it slowly, recite it with understanding now. Subhanallah, you know exactly what it means and you know the virtues of it. It will give you more energy and more zeal to recite it every single night. My brothers and sisters, please memorize those 2 last ayahs of Surah Al-Baqarah. Memorize them. Even if it takes you a week to finish them, please memorize them. They include beautiful dua, and inshallah teach your children to memorize them also, especially from a young age, and remind them to recite them every night. We all know that the night starts from Maghrib. So anytime these 2 ayahs are recited after Maghrib, that will be considered at night. If you want to do it a habit to recite them before you sleep, Allahu Akbar. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us from the people who memorize these 2 ayah, recite those 2 ayahs all the time inshallah, and receive the promises of reward of these 2 ayahs in our life. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. I love you all for the sake of Allah. Subhanak Allahumma bihamdik. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa ant. Astaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.